with Spider-Man 2 coming out in 2023, a lot of hype. The train has taken off from the station, and the hype for Spider-Man 2 has started a couple weeks ago during the PlayStation Showcase. They showed us a trailer that Spider-Man 2 is a thing, and it is coming out. And it's supposedly supposed to be coming out in 2023. Now, am I hyped for it? Of course I'm hyped for it. You should be too. Well, actually, you shouldn't be because it just depends if you're a Spider-Man fan. Now, I've seen people talk about, the top 10 costumes they want or skins that they want Peter Parker or Miles Morales to be wearing in this next game. Some people are talking about, will there be co-op? Will we get to switch between the characters and all that stuff? And yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but the meat and potatoes of this game is always going to be the story. Because if a hero doesn't have a good story, you're not going to buy the game. I highly doubt you will if this game was ass and the story was ass. But I highly doubt that the story is going to be ass because, one, the first Spider-Man game was really good. Two, they're bringing us Venom. And three, they're giving us Kraven the Hunter. Those were two villains that were confirmed to be in this next installment of Spider-Man. Now, yes, Kraven Hunter didn't show up, but that was him voicing, who's going to give me a challenge throughout the whole trailer. And at the end, you saw Venom. So that means somehow, some way, Peter Parker's going to be wearing that black suit, hopefully. Now, I'm more leaning on the side of how's the story going to be? How many years does this take place after Miles Morales? Does it take place like a couple weeks afterwards? Does this take place after a year? Because we already know it's going to be the new year when this game starts up because Miles Morales, I think, took place during Christmas. So Christmas, if this happens like a couple weeks later, then it's probably we're into the new year. So they didn't really say what year Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales took place in, but I'm gonna give it a heavy guess, and I'm giving my best guess out here, and I think that it all happened like in 2019, 2020, because I think they're in the same year as us. I think. Don't hold me to that. But the story that I think that they should do is, one, don't make Harry Osborn Venom. I'm gonna keep saying that until the day I die. Don't make him Venom. Introduce us to Eddie Brock because he has been mentioned in Spider-Man PS4. He was mentioned when Peter Parker left the Daily Bugle. He did sign on Peter Parker's, I think it was his notebook or he signed on something. So we know Eddie is in the game. But the best way to introduce him to this game is letting Parker go back to the Daily Bugle. Because since Otto Octavius, Dr. Octopus, is in prison, he doesn't really have a place to work. He doesn't have no form of income. So what I think he'll do is he'll grovel, go back to J. Jonah Jameson, ask for his job back, sees that Eddie Brock is at the top of the charts. Like, hey, Eddie's been doing good since you left, man. He's been getting us all the photos of Spider-Man. Not just that, other villains as well. And that's later on down the line. They're going to out him like he does in the Spider-Man animated series where he shows that Eddie Brock was a fraud. And that's how Eddie ends up hating Peter. And he'll have more of a reason like, Peter just comes back and think he can just get his old job back and think he can hang with the big boys and all that stuff. But all actuality, no. So that's going to be our way of introducing Eddie Brock because he needs to have a motive to dislike Spider-Man and dislike Peter Parker. Now, how does Peter get a hold of the black suit? Well, since Connors, Dr. Kirk Connors, the lizard, was shown in Miles Morales' ending, the one way we can get the black suit onto him is maybe one day Kirk Connors' reptile genes start to act up again and he turns into the lizard again. And he just so happens to turn into the lizard while he was like helping work on Harry Osborn get better or get him out of the test tube. So as he's trying to get him out, he starts slowly transforming into the lizard. You gotta go in there, save hostages, and also fight the lizard. But what you don't know is that he accidentally breaks the test tube that has, Harry inside of it. And that's when the ooze or the symbiote comes out and gets on Peter and he doesn't even know it. And that's how we'll get the whole, he wakes up out of his sleep and he don't even know where the hell he's at. But he notices that he has a new costume on, the black costume. So that's a way we can implement that in there. So I took bits and pieces from like Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man the animated series when it came down to the story. Now, Kraven the Hunter, I still y'all have to come back to me on that one because I think I'll introduce him like in the middle of the game. And I would not make him the main antagonist, but at the same time, maybe make him the main antagonist. Because at the end of the game, I wanted to do Kraven's last hunt. By the end of the game, he's going to be dead. Either he beats Spider-Man and he kills himself like he does in comic books, or the thrill of the hunt got too intense for him to the point to where he's not here no more. Now, we got to talk about Osborn. And I mean, not Harry Osborn, but his father, And the one thing I would like to see for Norman is to see him slowly but surely lose his goddamn mind. Like over time, lose his sanity's not there anymore. I would like to see that as slowly but surely we're going to get Green Goblin by the end of the game. It's going to be hinted. He ain't going to pop up in costume and everything, but maybe at the end of the game, post-credit scene, it can show him, looking at, how Harry recovered. Did the symbiote help him? And he'll find a different way, and that's he'll come up with the Goblin Serum, and we'll see him injected in him. Or we can see that over time throughout the game that he slowly but surely injects himself with the Goblin Serum, which would be pretty cool. You get to see him lose his mind as time goes on. You can see that, the people of New York don't believe in him anymore, that he's not a good mayor. They're going to treat him like he Donald Trump or something in that way, shape, or form. So over time, he's starting to lose his mind. He's starting to get stressed, and he starts using that serum on him because he's also getting sick, just like his son. And he's starting to notice that, I got some form of cancer or whatever his son has, but he has it 10 times as worse. And so the Goblin Serum is going to help him out. And as time goes on, you see him, like I said, losing his sanity. He doesn't have a grip on reality anymore. By the end of the game, post-credit scene, that's when we fully see him as Goblin. He won't attack Spider-Man or Miles or any of them, but surely, he's going to become Green Goblin. Now, which kind of Green Goblin? Do we want the glider Green Goblin, or do you want the one that looks like the Hulk from Ultimate Spider-Man? You pick your poison, whatever one you like the most. All I know is it's going to be Goblin. It's going to be Norman Osborn, and it's not going to be nobody else. And maybe in the next game, we can get Harry as the Hobgoblin, maybe. I don't know. But hopefully we can see, them slowly but surely becoming goblins. Now, to close out this video, because, there's not really much I can give y'all at the moment because I didn't really give much thought into the story until I looked at the trailer. And that is how Miles is going to play in this. Will Miles get a black suit? I think he did end up getting the black suit in the comic books sometime, but I don't think he held it for long. But I want to see that dynamic between Peter and Miles more, like, them, because they're going to end up bickering later on in the game. I feel like something's going to happen, and him and Miles and Peter are going to be at each other's throats. Like, it was all on you. No, it was you. I'm teaching you. You should have took it. That kind of thing. The master and the pupil. That's pretty much what their relationship is. But the one thing I do want to see is I want to see Gwen Stacy pop up. I like Mary Jane. I just don't want to do her missions over again because her missions were just a drag. But Gwen Stacy popping up, I would like to see the Lizard. Other villains I would like to see. Since we're dealing with Kraven, Kraven's not the only one I want to see. I would actually like to see the Jackal. Because if they're going to put the Jackal in the game, I would like to see it slowly but surely make the next two games also the Clone Saga as well. So you can throw in Hobgoblin, Goblin. You can throw in the clones and all that stuff. Other cameos from other heroes. Like Wolverine, for instance. For damn sure, I want to see Wolverine. Because since he was announced that he get in the game from the same folks that gave us the Spider-Man game, that would be dope to see him pull up in the game just to show us that, hey, they're in the same universe. They share a universe, which is also pretty cool. Like, hopefully they do that. But that's my thoughts on the story. Well, that's my, I guess me brainstorming or taking a wild guess on the story. Either way, if they do take it this way or they don't take it this way, it's still going to be a good game regardless. I'm still looking forward to it. I'm still going to play it. Once pre-orders come up, best believe I'm going to pre-order it. I'm probably going to get it for the PS5 because I have a PS4, but I highly doubt it's going to be for the PS4. So hopefully by that time this game drops, I will have a PS5. But until then, drink some water, drink some coffee, drink some body armor because I love that energy drink. Not energy drink, but it's like Gatorade. And, take care of yourself. Hope y'all are doing fine. Hope y'all being safe. But other than that, I love y'all. Peace.